What parts you need to remove before you can get to the gear turret will depend on what kind of engine you have. I have the Z19DT engine, diesel. Then we need to remove the battery and then the battery tray, and then we are basically able to get to the gear turret. We need to remove these two shift cables. I just used a screwdriver to pry those off, was fairly easily, and to install them you just clip them back into place, but try to not damage them because I'm not sure how you would replace those if those breaks. And then the gear turret is mounted with 3 Torx bolts, and you maybe will need to use a few different extensions for you to be able to reach those bolts with a ratcheting set. And to remove the turret after removing those 3 bolts, set it to the middle position where you can like pull that thing freely up and down. If you have it a little bit to the right or to the left, it will be locked, and I don't really think you will be able to pull it up. But when it was in the middle position and it's like wiggling up and down, I just pulled on it, not too hard, and it just popped out very easily. I can link the X8R tutorial on how to do this. It's maybe a little bit more detailed than my one, but we need to remove the metal sleeve with this included drill bit here, but I didn't really find that drill bit too effective, so I just used a normal fairly big metal what is called, yeah, what should I just say it in Norwegian, bor, drill bit thing. Yeah, you see it there on my drill. It was just much more effective and took maybe 1 minute to drill that thing out, and we don't have to worry because we are just damaging like that sleeve that we will remove later. This drill bit wasn't too big enough to go into like the holes there on that metal part. And then they want you to use a knife to remove this nylon sleeve in there, but I just found it much easier to tap screw or nail down there, and it just cracked and fell out. Then we just need to sand the inside, and then they supply you with a bolt with 2 washers to install this kind of sleeve, so you are just like pressing in that sleeve into the right direction, and then you install that kind of metal bolt there from the underneath, and then a new bolt from the top there to make it a little bit of a smoother mechanism, I guess. And then you just tighten up everything fairly tight there, not of course breaking the bolts. And we could see that there was some wiggling in the overall like turret there, but it felt good. And trying to install this turret into the gearbox again, I'm not sure if there's a correct way to do it, but I was able to just put it down there, wiggle it around a little bit, putting it to the middle position, and it just fell down, and I didn't have any issues. Hooked everything back up and everything seemed to work. What do I think? I think maybe it made the gearing a little bit smoother, like the last notch or edge when you get into the gear itself. Overall, I feel this gearbox here is fairly stiff when it comes to like the shifter when moving it, and I don't really have anything against it, but it seems like it's a little bit easier to find the gears now in a smooth way. And also keep in mind that my car have around 340,000 kilometers on the clock, so it should have seen a lot of wear compared to maybe other newer cars. So this is for the 6-speed manual, I guess, and when dismounting everything, everything still moved fairly freely, but this new kind of bearing design, that metal sleeve thing, seems to have made everything a little bit more smoothly. When starting up, especially when my car is cold, I've had problems getting my car into second gear, always like grinding a little bit. This can be due to bad synchros and also maybe the shifter not engaging in the right position, making it a little bit harder. So my car was already maybe a little bit warmer than usual when trying to drive. So when finding second this time, it still took like 1 extra second since the car and maybe transmission oil is cold. But I didn't get grinding noise, but I guess I have to leave a comment and drive this car for maybe like a few weeks or so to be able to comment if it made getting into second gear any better. So I will leave down a comment in the comments or in the description of how it develops. But overall it was fairly easy. Just using a drill instead made it much easier, and overall I will put the time I used on this install here. The only thing is when trying to get that gear thing down into the transmission, I'm not sure if there's a correct or bad way of doing it. I was able to get it down there and everything just hooked up and worked again, but I'm not sure if you can put it in there and then have it not engaging the gears and such. I'm not sure about that, but it worked out fine for me as well. But if it were to like not engage gear, you will probably just redo it and you will get it the second time, I guess.